Hey everyone, welcome back to Jamieson's Repair Shop. Well, another dash cam arrived. This dash cam was sent to me by GKU, and this is their newest D1000 dash cam. And what's unique about this dash cam is that it has 3 cameras in the box. 2 on the head that go on the windshield, one forward facing and one back facing, and another one for the rear of the car with a 19-foot cable on it. So anyway, let's do an unboxing to get rid of that glare off of it, and we'll see what's in the box. 1080p plus 4K. So the forward-facing camera is 4K, and the 2 other cameras are 1080p, GPS tracking, 3-inch screen, and 5G Wi-Fi and app control. 4K, 2.5K, and 4 infrared lights, loop recording, and a free 64 gigabyte mini SD card. Very common with this company to send the SD card. Anyway, let's see what's in this now. This is in this box. So I'll get the knife out here. Get a little bit of this plastic cut off. There we go, a little bit easier to see the graphics. Nice graphics on the box. So I just wanted to say this camera was sent to me. This is not, I didn't pay for this camera. It was sent to me to review. This is their latest and greatest. So what's in here? So we got a manual, user's manual. We'll set that aside. And we've got a GKU card with all the contact information and whatnot on it. And where you get the app. Similar to the GKUs that were already out there. And then there's a couple of the electrostatic sticker for the windshield, if you're going to use those. And a little bit of packing foam. Another box in here. So what we have here is the reverse camera. Let's open it up, take a peek. So the reverse camera has a 19-foot cable that goes with it. And then of course the camera. Similar to the one that I did on the D600, GKU D600. We'll set that aside. We have a mount. This is a nice little mount. I'll have to look into some of this before we get into it. But this mount appears to have, it has the contacts in it for the rear camera, it looks like. Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Don't get ahead of ourselves here. So what we have here is the power supply, which is power port style, or for us older people, cigarette lighter or cigar lighter. And that's a Type-C end on it, plus there's a pass-through for power, in case you want to power something else up. Here's some more of the wire adhesive back wire stickers, or wire holders. A couple more of the adhesive backs to use in case you change it around. And a tool for doing trim work. So that's that part of it. Now what's in here? So this is the camera head right here. So this is a lot larger than the other one. Oh yeah, and there's for the pin out for the bracket that I just showed you. So that would go like so. Like that. Anyway, we'll get into that when the time's to install it. So we have a forward camera. I assume that's the forward camera. Because there's a display screen right here. And we got all the buttons on the bottom. So this is the rear facing camera, which turns, which I understood it did. I did get a little information from the company when I agreed to do a video on this. And then this is the forward facing camera, which is the 4K camera. So you ask, well, what would be the advantage of having a third camera? Well, if you're a content creator or on that lines, it's nice to have that extra camera while you're in the car or in a vehicle. Like we do a lot of traveling in our van. It would be nice to have some visual inside while you're driving down, while you're talking about what you're seeing, because that's all being recorded up front. And to hold another recording device while you're driving isn't the safest option. Also, and I don't know the legalities of this, but if you're an Uber driver or one of the, like a taxi driver or whatnot, you have video of the people in the back. And you'll say, well, maybe that's not legal, but in my mind is, well, it's a place of business now. An Uber is a place of business. So I can't see it being illegal, but anyway, that's something you'd have to check out before you buy it for that specific purpose. All right, so that's what's in the box. So here we are with the manual, D1000 4K 3-channel dash cam. 2 years warranty, and then there's a place you can go watch videos, watch guide videos on this. And then there's English, Dutch, and Italian languages to pick from in this manual. And then there's the menu. And of course, what's in the box. We just went through what's in the box. Here's some specifications. Pretty much everything that was on the box is on here. I'll let you go through that when you buy one. And of course, this is the stuff we talked about. What's in the box. And I open it up. And appearance, there's a mount. That's a GPS mount, actually. So the mount itself is a GPS. I didn't know that. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. So the mount itself is a GPS, and then there's the rear camera, and there's power buttons and all that jazz. And then there's the buttons and functions. So I'm gonna go through all this manual myself and kind of understand what's going on here. A lot of it's similar to the other dash cam they sent me, but there could be differences, so I want to go through it all. So pretty straightforward, so I'll read through that. And then we'll do an install on this. But this is quite a lot larger screen, it seems like, than the other one. I don't have the other one with me. Now, this is a nice looking camera, and it's Type C. And there is, right there, I think it's already installed, is the little, yeah, their proprietary 64 gig card, micro SD. Very good. All right, so let's see if we can get it installed, and then we'll go through all the setup of that from there. Well, installation is pretty simple for these cameras. I'm not going to use the electrostatic sheet right now. I'm going to put this right up here. All right, I've got it mounted. Remember to clean up the area with some alcohol. I just put it without the electrostatic sheet for now. We do have rain sense in this, but it's up in here. And I have it low enough that when my wife's sitting here, hopefully she can see the screen on there. Anyway, let's get the back one put in. Well, I'm just running it along for the rear camera, just kind of running it along by the sunroof. And I'm just going to tuck it up under there for now. I'll run it better later. I'll probably run it down underneath this headliner and out through here. But I just wanted to show I am using the tool they sent with it. It's coming in handy. If you don't have any trim tools, this one will actually work. So I'm just putting it in with that and working our way along through the sunroof and all the way to the back. I got it loosely ran in along there. Temporary job for now. It's winter, as you can see. It's a nice day, but I don't want to stay there too long doing this. And I just ran it up there, and that's where these little plastic clips that come with it will come in handy. Or you can run it up through the trim here, which I might do, run it up through here. Anyhow, the camera's mounted. I'll have to adjust it probably for its height, but I have it what I think is facing kind of backwards and where I need it. So I've got it loosely wired in. Cadillac has these little weird cubby things here, and I tucked it all inside. It's a bit of an odd place to put power port, but it is what it is, because you can't really get cables out of it without jamming the cables up. Anyway, hopefully that stays there. When I did the other one, I ran it all along through, you can see where the old other cable was, and I ran it all the way through and up the pillar and over. So I'll probably take that route on this one. But one important thing to do, and is to, before you expect to get good video out of this, you need to take the covers off the lens caps here. And I did the exact same mistake when I put the D700 in. So let me pull this off, and I'll pull this one off here too. There we go. I got the lens protectors off. I'll put this back on here. And I'm gonna have to go back, do the back one. So let me do that. I forgot to take the back one off too. All right, so I've got the lens protectors all off, front and back. Let's fire the old car up and see what happens here. So the GKU fires up. Oh, music off. There we go. So it's processing. All right, so we're fired up now, and that's me and holding the camera in the little this camera right here, and then that's the neighbor's. And there I am. That's this camera right here. And back through, and you can go, I think you can get them all, yeah, you can get them in PIP, picture in picture. So you've got this one here, is that one little one, and then there's a reverse one, and there's the front one. But we'll just leave it on the front one for now. It's recording all of them. There we are. All right, so let's go through what's on the camera itself. There's this lock button on top. There's the little micro SD card slot, and of course the Type-C port, and then there's the mount. I brought it inside because it was too hard to do it out in the sun. It was too bright out there. You wouldn't be able to see anything, it would just be glare. So we covered that. So the lock button, all it does is if you have an emergency and you want to save that video quickly, hit the button and it'll lock it. And that flashing red will turn to flashing green.
Video locked.
Just like that. And that'll stay like that for a few seconds, 10 seconds or so. I just forget what the actual time is, but it's roughly 10 seconds. That's, the top is covered. So, all right, so we have these buttons on the bottom now, and the left button, where my thumb is, that'll do a still shot. So let's do a still shot.
Picture success.
All right, so that's done. Okay, so let's skip over the second button for right now. That's the settings button. And we'll go to this microphone button. So the microphone button just mutes the volume, the sound on the camera. So we'll do a mute.
Mute on.
So then, and then we can do a mute off.
Mute off.
Now I wish it actually gave an indication, like a graphic indication, whether it's off or on. So all right, the next button over is to view the files. So it'll stop recording, and then you can start viewing the files. And then if you push OK on that one, it'll, whatever one is highlighted, so you can scroll through them. You can go OK, and it'll give you a list view, and OK again, and that's the file that you just selected. So we get back out of that, push that again, and then back out. And then back out again, back out again. That's the left button right here.
Start recording.
So now it's going to start recording again, because it'll always go back to recording. That's the whole goal of this. If something happens, it'll go right back to recording, so you don't have to worry about it. So let's go into the settings right now. Hope it's not too glary. So let's go into the settings, because this is where all the magic happens. So we have a resolution setting. I think my camera is focusing all over the place here. So we'll select the resolution, and that's where you can pick what you want your cameras to be, front and back or inside. There's a selection of them there. We'll just roll through it a bit. So as you can see, so I'm just going to do 4K and 1080p. Now the third camera's not there right now because it's not turned on. All right, or it's not plugged in. It's in the car. So let's go to the next one. We'll get out of this. So we'll just back out. Then we'll go over to loop record, and we can go in and see what's going on in there. And that gives you the amount of time, how long your clips need to be. I have it 1 minute. I like the shorter clips. So we'll get back out of that. And then next is time setting. And this is where you set up your time and all that kind of jazz. So back out of that. And the time style will be a 24-hour clock or 12-hour clock. And then time zone, we're set on Chicago right now, because in Saskatchewan, it's either Arizona or Chicago, because we don't do time change here. And that brings me next to language. And of course, there's a whole host of different languages. I'm just going to back out without picking one. And then GPS information. And there are no satellites connected right now. I'm in the house, but outside it had every one of them connected, so that was nice. lots of connectivity. And then we'll go to screensaver, take a peek. So it tells you how long you want the screen to be on or off. I have it for 1 minute. And then screen brightness, well, that's self-explanatory, but there's low, middle, and high. And I have it on high because it was bright outside. And then we'll go to system settings. So this is where you do, like what I'm doing here, you hear this keypad tone and record tone and startup sound and date stamp and the coordinate stamp, and speed stamp, data, GPS data, and daylight savings time. Well, like we don't do daylight savings time here, but if you wanted to, it would be there. This would be the these ones up here, like are overlay, like the stamps are overlays, and come in handy or not, depends on how you view it. It's up to yourself. If you're a speeder, you might not want your speed on the on the camera. And then there's the couple other voice prompt, inside image switch, and back to ketone. All right, back out of there. I don't want to change anything. Flicker. Now, this is something that I did run into, is flicker. So when I first fired this camera up, I had it on 60 hertz, and I was getting flicker from headlights of other vehicles. So I switched it to 50 hertz. It seems to be working better. That may be different for you, but you can at least you have this selection. And the G sensor, well, that's if somebody hits you or you've been in a fender bender or something, it'll record that. And then you can set the sensitivity on it, and there's a few different ones. And I have it on low, so I'll just leave it there. I'm going to back out. It won't change it anyway. Speed unit. So that's your kilometers per hour or miles per hour. You pick what works for you. And there's a fatigue reminder. And I guess this I haven't used this for anything. It's not on, but you can set it. So I guess it would. And Wi-Fi band. So I'm on 5G, so I'm going to stay on 5G. And then here's just for the Wi-Fi itself, and there's the password to get in it. So to link the app to your to the camera, that's what you'll need. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a default, and you can change that in the settings. So you might want to go do that. Back out, and then of course there's the next one is format, and I'm not going to format it, but that's what you can do. And you'll need to do the format at first, and it's recommended you do the format quite often. And then there's the factory reset, and you can reset all settings. So if it gets all out of whack on you, you just do a factory reset, and you go back and set it up again. And then the next one is the version. So this is a very new camera to GKU. So the version is 1.2. And then there's the app download. So it gives you a QR code to go download the app. Now, if you already have a GKU camera and you already have downloaded the app, you don't need to do it again. Just go in and connect the new camera to it, and it'll show up on there, and you can make a connection to it. And what else have we got here? And that's it. We're back to square one. So that's pretty good. So now let's go in and not load the app, but open the app, and I'll show you what's in the app and how to download files from there. So let's go do that. Okay, let's take a peek at the app now. So I opened it up, and I'm going to connect the camera now. If you already had the GKU Go app on your phone, you won't have to change it. Just use the same one, and you should be good to go. Just add the D1000 to it. So let's go in and see what's happening in there. So once it connects, it'll take you to your selection of internet availability, and then you pick the GKU 1000. And from there, it'll go back over to the camera page, and it opens up with some selections. So on the left of the text up there, it allows you to switch between the front and the internal camera. The rear camera's not hooked up at this point, so I'm inside the house. To the right of the text is the microphone mute button, so you can turn the microphone on or off from there. So next, the camera button allows you to take still photos like that. Now let's go into the camera files. Now this takes about a minute to load if your SD card is full, so we'll jump back in there when it's loaded. Once they get loaded all up, it takes a second to populate the whole list. And in here, you can show the loop, and then at the top there's loop, snapshot, and locked. So from there, we'll let them load up a bit, and then we'll take a look. So now they're loaded, we'll make a selection and download a file. So now that you have it downloaded from the camera, it's sitting on your app. You can download it to your phone, you can do a screenshot, or you can delete it. Downloading a single file is fairly quick, as you can see. Multiple files obviously will take a little longer. Then you can say you're done, and it'll take you back to the page you were just on. Once back on this page, you can see at the very bottom there's a few selections. The very left is share, you probably can't see it. The next one over is edit, and the other one is a screenshot of it, and the other one's delete. So you have those choices right there. If you want to edit, this is what you do. You can just do a trim on it. So once you're done editing that clip, it'll take you into a spot where you can share it, and it comes up with a TikTok first, then there's more or Facebook and all those things like Instagram and all that. So your standard stuff that you have on your phone. You can also scrub through the files like I'm doing there, and you can do the same thing with those. Just pick one and go. So let's just check out the camera settings this time. The camera settings are exactly the same as what I showed you on the camera screen, so I'm not going to go into great detail on these. Same thing. The only advantage is that you could be sitting in the back seat and adjust the settings without, or in the passenger seat, so you don't have to do it while you're driving as a driver. So now back on the main page at the bottom, you'll see where it's selected as camera, and then there's albums, and then there's more. So albums are just the videos, images, and locked, and then the more is the app settings, contact us, feedback, and about. And about just shows you this page, contact us, then there's version updates, and the app settings. Well, in there is the language, date format, and offline maps. Now, offline maps I haven't done anything with. I went in there for a second, but I haven't done anything with it, so I don't really have much information on that. So I've got some video clips here from it. It's a beautiful sunny day here, daytime obviously. A little bit of reflection of the dash on the forward-facing camera. A little bit of starring from the rear glass on the back-facing camera. But it's expected. It's really clear video. These videos, I haven't done any editing to them. It is what you see is what you get there. And now we'll switch into inside shots. So upper again is the same video clip on the upper as I just showed you. The bottom one is nighttime, and inside obviously, and that's us cruising along. My wife's more talkative in the daytime than she is at night, obviously. This is 3 in the morning in the nighttime, so hard to get a lot of responses out of her. So I just ramble on about nothing, like I'm doing right now. Anyway, and it moves into the next clip here, nighttime on that same trip. It's 3 in the morning. The rear window was really dirty. We had a snowstorm and it dried off, and all kinds of reasons why, but laziness is mostly why the rear window's dirty. However, this is what you get. There is a little bit of starring at the lights there, but overall it works well, and you notice that it was no flickering. I changed it to 50 Hertz, so no flickering of the other headlights. So that's it. That's the video. Thanks for watching, everyone, and go over to GKU and check out their brand new D1000 3-channel 4K dash cam.